KTM, an odyssey of love, as I call it. This, I would say, it's been more than an inspiration. I think it's been a calling, which probably happens not to everyone, but even to those who it happens. It is once in a lifetime. This has been churning in me for a long time, because, and it all accelerated once my parents left and my sister also thinking. That's what accelerated the whole process. But as I have explained in the book, the first chapter was written, 7 years ago. Yes, there are certain incidents which led to that. And I think the most interesting, which I would like to say is my mother, probably when I was in doing my engineering or so, one day, a very casual discussion at home, and then I was asking, so how did you first meet your hubby? Yeah. She's not someone who expresses her things a lot, but then she said, he was the most desirable bachelor, in the land. And when he was coming to see me, I still remember that moment. My mother, that means my grandmother, had told her to do something with respect to, taking care of the cows, which she did not. She took a piece of cow dung and flung on her face. And she says, with a splattered cow dung, when she looked around, it was, her future husband was walking it. That's a very interesting incident. And Elisa flashback, which is the core of this book, has been, of that. Further, there are characters which influence me greatly, like my father. And when I was working in Trivandrum with my, second assignment, I remember we used to have long drives back home, all ourselves. And I used to ask him these pointed questions when he used to tell me about his, the naughty stuff he did as a student, his political journey, his meeting with, the Prime Minister then, and his small stint in Karachi. So I knew he had been to Karachi, and I had seen a picture of his and his brothers, and I couldn't believe my eyes, because he definitely looked very, very different. Such a handsome guy. I used to wonder, come on, I should have got at least 1/10 of his handsomeness, which I did not get. So I know he told me that he'd spent almost a year in Karachi, where he had gone to see his brother, who was serving as a Viceroy's commissioned officer in the British Army. And he used to tell me that, he used to go around in the bicycle that his brother had given him. So I was visualizing a person, maybe 18, 19, a handsome guy like him, going around. What could have happened there? Would he have met a girl? All fantasies. All fantasies. So out of that is born is a lot of those fantasies that you hear from Karachi to to Boston, to back to mystical Malabar. So I would say little incidents. That's what paved the story for these. But these are real experiences which churn. And what I would like to tell everyone is that if you find a good literary creature, whether it is a poem, whether it's a book, whether it's a novel or a short story, there would be an element of experience in that. Nobody can pluck anything from the thing and write something. Those experiences. Now, how do you give, words to it? That's why it's very important that, even young school days, I think it's very important that your vocabulary should be good, you should participate in debates and that sort of things. See, for example, a painter does the whole painting with colors to give the hue to it. Likewise, a writer gives greater hues by words, in the expressions. And I have explained in the foreword that how the whole thing was born, my angst, my hopes, my all kinds of issues that I had, and my, and how it all blossomed. Yeah, see, well, people have asked me what is the most involving or favorite, I would say the most involved moment of my story. I would say it's very similar to golf, because unless you're really involved in a game of golf with deep rooted passion and ready to forgive, because golf is a leveler. So now on my second shot I'm here. The third shot, if I get it near the pin, I have a par. So as I said, the book is all about interlaced between real life and fantasy. And the crux of the book, if you say, is, well, Michael, the chief protagonist, he has to leave his love of life, Zohar, leaving to say goodbye in Karachi. I'm sure they each search for each other, never able to meet. But then comes the moment of truth, what's called as the thunderbolt moment, or the rendezvous with a portrait. To me, that's been very, very crux of the thing, and I would say the most beautiful and the most powerful moment, which brings out the characters in its true sense, in its raw sense, in its love, lust, everything, and a culmination of something. See, I always thought that writing a book is the most difficult thing to do, most challenging, and I still feel, because nothing more than the creativity of writing a book. But as I went about trying to publish a book, that's when I realized, see, when you try to contact those big guys, you can't even get across to them. You go to their website or portal and they say, send your manuscript, we'll go through it. If you don't hear from us for 6 months, we are not interested. That was crap. But then I think I need to really compliment what's KDP has done with respect to the self-publishing. So I went about, I was the author, I was the editor, I was the book designer, everything, and I self-published it. But the biggest problem with self-publishing is that, it becomes very difficult for you to reach the right audience, and that's when I thought, let me have a professional to think. That's when I came across Zilan Creations, a rookie founder and a lot more rookie guys with Zilan. But they did a wonderful job, and the book manager assigned to me, she did an amazing job with us reading the book. She liked it, and then we decided to go ahead. And they zeroed in on Notion Press, which is the new kid in town, which is doing extremely well. I did have some rough moments with my book manager as well as Notion Press to get the things through, but then in record time we got it done. So I think it's important that the most important is writing the book. The most important is you making it a manuscript in a printable manner, which I did. Then finding someone who's got passion within to take the book forward as your own and read it and then publish it, and someone like Notion Press, who I say is someone which supports new generation writers. So those challenges were really big, but I'm glad to say that it's been identified as the book of the month within a few days of its launch, and a book of the season by Crossword. We're going off for a pile up, and those who read it, I think they didn't like it. What more can I ask for? So that's what it is. Now it's all placed before you, in my all humility, all my love, everything. Thank you. Read it, review it, like it, criticize it, because it's all a part of the game. Thanks, man. Thank you, guys.